Most NBA players, no matter how great they are, eventually hit the same wall. You get into your 30s, the legs feel heavier, the injuries stack up, and suddenly you're not the same player. Even legends like Allen Iverson, Derrick Rose, and Russell Westbrook saw their games dip once the explosive athleticism began to fade. But Stephen Curry, he's different. At 37 years old, he's still playing like an MVP candidate each year, still keeping defenses up at night, and still redefining what's possible for a guard at this stage of his career. Today, we're diving into the secrets behind Curry's longevity, how he's built a team that ages gracefully, how his preparation keeps him elite, and why his dominance shows no sign of slowing down. Steph isn't just surviving, he's thriving. And the scary part, he's not done yet. When you think of Stephen Curry, you think of the shot. That perfect release, that endless range, the confidence to pull up from anywhere on the floor. And here's the thing, shooting is the one skill that doesn't really age. Athleticism declines, speed declines, but shooting touch, that can last a lifetime. Steph's mechanics are so fundamentally sound that even as his body slows down slightly, the jumper doesn't. His release is lightning quick, compact, and repeatable under any circumstance. His shooting off the dribble, off balance, falling out of bounds, it doesn't matter. He can hit them all. His shot making is less about raw athleticism and more about precision and technique. And it's not just about hitting threes. Curry has expanded his range to the point where defenders have to start guarding him almost at half court. That completely warps the geometry of the floor. Imagine you're a defender. Either you press up on him 35 feet from the hoop, or you give him enough space for a practice shot. Either way, the defense is compromised. That's why Curry has been able to maintain elite production into his late 30s. He doesn't need to out-jump you or bulldoze you. He just needs an inch of daylight, and it's over. Another reason Curry hasn't slowed down? His insane conditioning. People underestimate how much stamina it takes to play like Steph Curry. He doesn't just wait for the ball. He's in constant motion, weaving through screens, cutting, relocating. Defenders get worn out just trying to chase him. Think about it. Most guards who rely on explosiveness eventually wear down because they need bursts of energy to get to the rim. Curry's game is built on endurance. He's like a marathon runner disguised as a basketball player. Every possession, he's darting in and out, forcing defenses to stay locked in for the full 24 seconds. That movement doesn't just keep him open, it also means his impact doesn't rely on speed or vertical explosiveness. Those fade with age, but stamina and smart movement, those are sustainable. And because of that, Curry can still dominate, even as the years go by. This is why you'll never see him slowing down in the traditional sense. He may not dunk on people, but his constant motion ensures defenders never get a break. In his early years, Steph was a pure scorer, dazzling crowds with threes and crafty finishes. But as he's getting older, his game has matured into something even more dangerous. He plays smarter, not harder. Instead of relying on constant rim attacks, Curry has mastered the pick and roll. He uses his handle to manipulate defenders, forcing big men into impossible decisions. Do you step up and risk a deep three, or do you drop back and watch him burn you from mid-range? He's also added more subtle tools to his arsenal: hesitation dribbles, stop-and-go moves, floaters, and pocket passes. These aren't flashy plays, but they show his evolution as a point guard. Steph no longer has to play at 100 miles per hour to be effective. He can dissect defenses at his own pace. That shift from pure scorer to complete floor general is one of the biggest reasons he hasn't declined like other guards. His basketball IQ is higher than ever, and that allows him to conserve energy while still controlling games. Of course, none of this would matter if Curry hadn't completely reinvented his body. Early in his career, ankle injuries nearly ruined him. He missed significant time, and people wondered if he'd ever stay healthy long term. But Curry attacked that weakness head on. He rebuilt his body from the ground up, literally. He focused on ankle strength, balance, core stability, and flexibility. If you watch his training, it's not just lifting weights, it's balancing drills, resistance bands, single leg exercises, all designed to protect his ankles and keep him durable. Now, instead of being the guy constantly injured, he's one of the most durable stars in the league. That's not luck, it's preparation. Curry treats his body like a high-performance machine. Recovery, nutrition, sleep. It's all part of his system. And that's why, even at 37, he's still moving like someone 10 years younger. Another underrated reason for Steph's continued greatness is his leadership. Early in his career, he was the engine of the Warriors dynasty, scoring, carrying the offense, and dazzling fans. Now, he's also the mentor. Younger players like Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and even veterans who joined the Warriors look to Steph as the blueprint. His work ethic, his humility, his willingness to sacrifice shots for the team, that sets the culture. Curry doesn't need to dominate the ball to influence the game. His presence, his gravity, and his leadership keep the Warriors competitive. And as he's gotten older, that mentorship role has become just as important as the scoring he does. Usually, by this point in a career, we talk about a player's legacy in the past tense. But Steph is still writing his story. He's already a 2-time MVP, 4-time champion, and the greatest shooter of all time. But the fact that he's still playing at this level means the conversation isn't over. Every year he stays elite, he forces us to rethink what longevity looks like for a guard. Guards aren't supposed to dominate in their late 30s. Yet here we are, Curry's still doing it. His continued excellence only cements his place as one of the top 10 players in NBA history, maybe even top 5. So how much longer can Steph keep this going? If his body holds up, there's no reason he can't dominate into his 40s. Think about it. His game isn't built on dunking or raw speed. It's built on skill, endurance, and shooting. Those are all traits that age gracefully. Imagine a 41-year-old Steph Curry coming off the bench for the Warriors, still hitting 5 threes a night, and spacing the floor. He could literally be effective until he decides he doesn't want to play anymore. Curry has already redefined the three-point shot. Now he might redefine longevity too. Stephen Curry isn't slowing down. He's proving that greatness doesn't have an expiration date. His shot, his conditioning, his preparation, and his leadership all show that he's built to last. And as long as he's out there, he'll continue to change the way basketball is played. So here's the question. How long do you think Curry can keep this up? Could we really see him still dominating at 40 years old? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one for some more NBA content.